Okay, so right now we are going to do a very quick lecture on asymmetrical violence or attacks or warfare, whatever you want to call it. Okay, first, during discussions on insurrection, I always brought up these things: Vietnam, El Salvador, The Patriot. I like that movie, The Patriot, about how they use asymmetrical attacks. I'm not going to go over it here, but basically, the asymmetrical attacks were horrifying. I mean, The Patriot, Mel Gibson, how can you beat that? But if you're in class, you know what I'm talking about. And the reason the professor showed himself next to Dora Maria Tejas was to underscore the role of intersubjective understanding of terrorism, meaning she was a hero in Nicaragua, but yet the U.S. government called her a terrorist. But she's a hero throughout Latin America. So it's kind of interesting on, not understanding your enemy is also very, very important. I think I said in this class, by missing black pajamas, I didn't want to get rid of it because then you would lose the opportunity to get 0.5, which is actually free points because anything over 100 is extra. But I did mention it early on, particularly when someone called me racist for calling the Japanese black pajamas. I was referring to the Viet Cong, where Lyndon B. Johnson underestimated just the ability of this group to do incredible acts of warfare. And I mentioned Giap quite a bit, the brilliant general, although obviously luck was on his side of the Viet Cong. The Battle of Algiers, which we saw, this uses women in conflict, which is interesting. It was a Muslim country, Algeria, and they weren't expected to be like that, especially during that time. And then the weapons of the week I've talked to, and obviously asymmetrical attacks. That's why it's all correct. And then Chiang Kai-shek, I have mentioned quite a bit about being the best arms dealer. I referred to it as Shining Path. Abamil Guzman studied in China and used the tactics of the Taliban taking over it, and stronger, how smaller movements can challenge stronger military might is basically this weapons of the week. The idea that getting the arms, the weapons of stronger powers is important. Now, we saw this about how urban, as I stressed, guerrilla attacks were often difficult to investigate and hold the correct party responsible. And then these are all correct. I wanted to make sure you understood the characteristics so we can apply them elsewhere: deniability, invisibility, escapability, and alienation. I can't really say that. So if you have any questions, just bring it up in class. I'll be happy to answer them. Take care, everyone.